Hello, hello. Day 26 here. So today we are going to continue like we have been doing for the past few days with pranic breath of breathing in for a count of 7, breathing out for a count of 7, while saying some I am statements, activating, initiating, seeing vortexes of light, aspects such as that. So I'm really excited to connect. I love connecting with the earth vortex. There's a whole earth star chakra in the magical mothering method, and the earth star chakra, there are some really powerful activations and healings and reprogrammings in that space as well. So if you're feeling a lot of unbalances today, if you're feeling a lot of just floating around, we did just have an incredible full moon lunar eclipse happening in Sagittarius this morning. And I love the fact that we are on the earth chakra today to make sure that we are going to be grounded for these big changes that are happening. A big question with astrology, and Anne, who's been doing the astrological reports every day in the Magical Mothering Mighty Networks group, she would absolutely be the one to address any questions that you have. But something that did come up is what kind of big changes? And one of the other gals in the group even said, hey, there's a report out that said, or experts say that, relationships could be ending, right, with this eclipse that has happened. And I want to be really create a lot of awareness today that when we hear subconsciously that there's big changes happening, some of us go to our macrocosm, our macro world, our individual world, right? And see big changes happening for us individually. Others, when they hear, hey, there's going to be big changes, we think about, oh, wow, okay, so the United States, right? A little bit more, micro, our individual, macro, a little bit bigger, right? And then some of us go, whoa, okay, maybe there's going to be changes all around the world, like what happened last year with COVID. It was a global event. It was a global event, right? And then even more so still is that we live in this cosmos with billions of stars and planets, and thinking about these big changes in a very large scale universal aspect. So I want us to be really mindful of subconsciously adorning ourselves or owning or wearing these changes on such a micro level that we get kind of lost in our own lives, versus realizing that whatever is happening on a very micro level in our own individual lives is also happening in a macro universal level, where energies are shifting, dimensions are becoming, some people are able to access different dimensions easier. There's an awakening of us being spiritual beings and having this pull to really be our spiritual selves. There's a renaissance of getting back in touch with plant medicines and natural healing, and creating our healing for ourselves and remembering our own abilities to be whole. So these are all really big aspects and are all very exciting. So as we're doing this earth vortex today, I want us to think of that space, that think of this physical atmosphere that we're in, that yes, there's going to be changes. Yes, there's going to be things that are always shifting. And yes, this full moon eclipse today is the beginning of what came through the other day was big changes in releasing. So that is for me, the message or download that I received the other day is that there's going to be these big changes in us releasing really what is no longer serving us. And for those that it is still serving, it is going to be there, which is an interesting, we all create our own realities. We all live in very different worlds. And so whatever it is that is in your reality or in your world that is going to be shifted and needed to be released is exactly that. So we are going to be going through the aspects of the Earth Vortex today, and I'm going to just kind of move things around a little bit so I can see this clearly. Okay. Oh, but I'm covering that camera. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just going to have to put it right here. So we're going to start off with a little bit of pranic breathing. That's 7 breaths in, 7 breaths out. We're going to go and allow for ourselves to feel or visualize a light coming down all the way through our bodies down to situate between our feet. So imagine it's like a pillar of light or a light shaft or a tree trunk of light, whatever resonates with you, all the way coming down from the top of our head through the ether vortex all the way in between our feet. And when that light reaches in between our feet, the I am statement for the Earth Vortex is, I am the master of my physical reality. And so on this in-breath is when we're going to be saying this I am statement. And on the out-breath, we're going to visualize the Earth Vortex expanding and being illuminated by this brilliant sun, okay? And as the Earth Vortex is activated, we become literally a living, shining pillar of light that links us with all the elemental forces from our feet into our bodies. And so the awakening of this often brings about tremendous relief, because if you think about the Earth Vortex, any emotionalities, any aspects of emotional limitations that we have, when we put those into the earth transmutes those. I mean, look at what it does for things that are dying, decaying. It renews them to make new life. So that's what it can do for us as well. And this is really exciting because when we start integrating all of these aspects and all of these ideas and programs into our life, we can really allow for these tools to be used as on a regular basis. So I'm going to begin by breathing all of our breath out. And on the in breath, we are going to atone or intone, I am the master of my physical reality. So breathe all the breath out. And on the in breath, for the count of 7, I am the master of my physical reality. Breathing that in. Exhaling for a count of 7 and imagining this beautiful light, pillar of light coming all the way through the top of our head, all the way down in between and situated between our feet. Breathing in, I am the master of my physical reality. Breathing out and seeing this beautiful pillar of light in the whole earth. As you go through each breath, imagine this light expanding across the earth, starting where you are sitting and moving across your town, your space, across the globe. Breathing in, I am the master of my physical reality. Breathing out, this beautiful pillar of light that is now expanding out from you. I am the master of my physical reality. Breathing out and seeing you as this pillar of light, maybe imagining you're walking across the earth and seeing that this pillar of light literally like ripples light across everywhere that you step, everywhere that you go, every connection that you have. And I'm going to read some of these other I am statements while you continue to do this in breath and the out breath being the light expansion. On the in breath, I am aware that all energy originally came from the divine. Everything which seems like solid matter is in reality charged with divine energy and light. Breathe that in, knowing that even the surface that you are sitting on is not solid. There is more space in the solid than there is solid. Yet we go about life seeing this physical space. I am free from matter through the realization that all life is one and responds instantly to the quality of divine love. Breathing that in, breathing out, seeing that light grow bigger. On the in breath, my physical body is healed and protected through my invocation of the divine's will and protection. Let's just take a moment, and I will put the rest of these I am statements in the magical-mothering.mn.co. And I want us to really allow for this in-breath, this next in-breath, for you to see that every aspect of your life is healing. Your physical body, every cell. If there's toxicity in those cells, if there is damage to those cells, if there is any sort of breakage or abnormal cell growths or anything happening in our bodies, I would like us to literally scan with this pillar of light our entire bodies, picking up and gathering any of that cell structure that is not absolutely in accordance with the divine will of perfect health. And doing this practice for 7 days and really invoking and pulling into your body this ability to see each cell within your body as perfect and whole is a really powerful process. And it can help allow for your thoughts to be reprogrammed rather than these fear thoughts of I'm not well, I'm toxic, I have disease, I have this going on, I'm overweight, my heart stuff, I've got diabetes, or anything else going on. When we have these thoughts and we are adorning ourselves, right, with these thoughts, we then adorn ourselves with those thoughts. So when we start reprogramming our minds of adorning our bodies with physical I am statements of I am the master of my physical reality, allowing for that thought of I am, allowing for every cell in my body to be reprogrammed, healed, designed back in perfect alignment with the divine will. And this is a really incredible way to start reprogramming thoughts that are no longer serving you. Because as you begin activating and initiating and really pulling these thoughts into existence, they become more reality. So This means that as you begin to have these thoughts, you will start eating more fresh fruits and vegetables. You will start aligning your body with the foods that God created. You'll go out and maybe forage some of your greens and add those into your diet. Because when we reprogram, we can no longer ingest foods that are poison to our bodies, which is what so much of the food out there is toxic to us. So really allowing for our bodies to feel and have the urges to fill it full of the foods that were actually made to fill and fuel our bodies. So I would love to kind of continue this conversation of uh, the physical body being a master over your physical reality. How many of us really feel that? Or do we feel kind of swept and pulled and swept up in all of it? And so this is a really powerful way to really invoke. And also in the magical mothering method, there's an incredible pillar of light video in the, I believe it's in the solar plexus series, with the pillar of light. And so if you haven't done any of these, I would really encourage you and welcome you to join in the magical mothering method, because it's literally 13 months. It's the most extensive program I've ever done. It has all the coping skills that I've ever myself acquired and shared and used for my own personal growth in a way that is really easy to follow, and in a way that you can always go back to things and really reactivate, remember, reprogram with them. So if you've been searching for something, if you've been needing some support or needing some encouragement, you're not seeing this by mistake. You're seeing this as an invitation to really jump in and come and share in this process. So please reach out, PM me, message me if you would like to know more information. And I'm excited for this ability, this awareness, this eagerness to become masters of our physical reality. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right.